Nvidia shares rise 0.2% after a 3.2% drop in the previous session.
Good morning, guys. Still feel a bit sick. USD, good morning. Mr. Andy, good morning. Trading Pennies, good morning. Cody. My face is hidden because my face is not feeling too well. So
Nvidia shares
Gonna
extend
be-
decline to more than 1%.
gonna be passively kind of in the background today. I tried to take some overnight trades. They were mostly to the long side. But the only issue with that is the market failed to kind of gap up last night. So the market kind of ranged just a little bit. It didn't want to really open up higher much at all
At
this morning
9:45 a.m. Eastern Time,
So,
we have the US S&P PMI flash.
because of
Manufacturing
there
forecast 52,
not really being
prior
much buying
52
power,
spot 5 with a range of
buying
52
pressure
spot 8 to 51
overnight,
spot 5. Services
just
forecast
opening the
54
day
spot 6,
with
prior
a
54
little
spot
bit
8
of a
with a
bearish
range of
bias
55 spot
then.
1 to 54. Composite forecast 54 spot 5, prior 54 spot
So,
6.
As of right now, I'm in 1 micro, trying to see what open looks like. It looked like a little bit of buyers tried to come in here. This pre-market level here, I mean, it broke out a little bit, but nothing really significant. So this tells me sellers are here to stay, even at these levels. So as of right now, I'm in 1 micro. I want to see if we break out of kind of this 300 level. I'll cut the position, and honestly, I'd be fine with not taking any more trades this Friday. But if it fails to break out here, fails below VWAP, comes back down to test yesterday's lows here, and possibly comes to test 24K, which is down here,
Alphabet shares rise as much as 3.6%.
then I'll try to play to see maybe potentially 24K breaking to the downside and visiting these overnight lows. So that's the trade idea today. Amor Fati, good morning. I'm not doing the hottest. I'm still feeling pretty dang sick. It's like I feel like it's already been like 2 weeks. I thought it would already be better, but still going through it, I guess. So I'll just be passively just watching, waiting to see what happens here. Waiting to see if buyers commit and this significantly breaks out. Honestly, guys, if this doesn't break out of 300 and come up all the way to 400 and have like some kind of bullish pattern here, like I don't think we want to be longing. But if it does, then we potentially want to target 24,600, which would be this resistance. But until then, I think I'm gonna stay bearish right now. How's everybody doing today? Hoping everybody's doing all right. A day like this, I mean, I don't know, it's a Friday. It's a bit unknown what can happen today. You know, I'm honestly surprised we did not gap up. I mean, we sort of gapped up, but I would really hesitate to even call it a gap up. We opened up like 50 points up, about there from yesterday's levels. So barely up the market. So there's definitely a lot of selling pressure still, which I'm honestly surprised about. It did look like Wall Street was coming in around 24,500, pretty strong. And it seems like they either are hitting the kill switch or maybe they take it down and make as many people bearish as possible and squeeze it up before the end of the year for taking profits. It's hard to say, really. But as of right now, you know, there's definitely still some selling pressure in the market here. And I think I'm just going to try to hold this short to test 24K. Even getting down to 24K, that would be $500 up on one micro that I'm in right now. Got the average of 24,241. So that'd be about $480 on one micro.
Manufacturing forecast
I did
52,
lose
52 spot 5 with a range
I did
of 52
lose
spot
about
8 to 51 spot
$240
5.
last night trying
Services
to take a couple
forecast
trades.
54 spot 6, prior 54 spot 8 with a range of 55
And that's
spot
per
1
account,
to
so that's
54.
about
Composite
$1,200
forecast
or so
54 spot 5,
total.
prior 54 spot 6.
But let's see if we can break VWAP and make some of that back. Yeah, of course he was team. Busy Piggy, good morning. Mr. Andy PMI in 5 minutes. Okay. I mean, we'll see if it does anything up or down. Good thing about Take Profit Trader is you can trade through PMI, which is nice. I'm just gonna, I already checked the calendar, but verifying, yeah, so PMI, we can trade through it. It was just yesterday, non-farm employment change we couldn't trade through. A lot of the data drops, Take Profit Trader doesn't allow you to trade through. They're usually dropping in pre-market, so we're almost always good. The only one that's not really pre-market is FOMC, basically. All right. Well, I'll just be sitting here in the background, just watching this play out. If we see anything anything significant, I guess, will pop on. But this was a bounce off VWAP here, 100-point bounce. It's really crazy to see the market moving so much, just like that, a big 100-point bounce. If it breaks 300, that's probably where I want to cut the position. As of right now, I want to see this drop below VWAP. As of right now, this may just be early morning shakeup. Good morning, Into Oil. How you doing today? Today's a great day to try to trade safe, by the way. Today could be extremely choppy. Like I said, it's a Friday. I don't believe... I mean, it's a Friday, you got options expirations, but I don't believe it's the big options expiration today. I think that might be next Friday. So that would be a lot of big moves, but Fridays you can get a lot of interesting stuff going on. So definitely smart to take it easy, stay nice and safe. Don't take any crazy trades. You know, it's a lot better to end green on a Friday, or even just not even trade on Friday if you don't feel comfortable trading it. At these levels, we were chopping pretty much all night. So it's really hard to say what happens today. When you're chopping all night like this, and it's still in this range at open, you know, it's a bit of a gamble on direction. But like I was saying, it seems sellers are still here. It seems that since we didn't gap up, sellers are still here. Not much buying pressure present. Because usually, well, not usually, but previously in this bull market, on really big sell-off days, you've had large overnight gap ups into the open. But that's not the case today. Last night, instead of gapping up, which I was trying to take longs last night, I believe I took a long at 24,134, so I didn't lock in 100 points here.
51.9, 51.9, lower than forecast.
We actually had a lot of selling
Services PMI,
pressure,
55,
and then we
55,
got this like big buy here, but I don't know how real this is.
54.8, higher than forecast of 54.5.
Because even with this, we're failing to really break out. Into oil considering negative 18K. Oh my. I'm hoping that's prop firm accounts.
So a bit more further info into this report.
If it's not, that's
US
rough,
business
brother.
activity expanded in
Stay
November
safe
by
out
the
there.
most in 4 months amid faster growth at service
loss.
providers, while optimism about the outlook improved
Speedsoft
notably.
was able to close
The
at
S&P Global
100%
November
profit.
Composite
Nice.
Output Index ticked up 0.2 points to 54.8.
Yeah, I know yesterday
Data
you were
released
having
Friday
trouble
showed.
closing that
Figures
position.
above 50 indicate expansion. The service index also rose to a 4-month high, while manufacturing growth slowed.
That's why, like I said, trading futures is nice because you don't have the day trading restrictions. But if you're trading cash and you don't have the capital that allows you to overcome the day trading restrictions, then it's probably not smart to day trade overall, at least futures, because it's just like I feel like it's not enough capital to not get emotional while trading. Held a put contract since 677. Wow. Yeah, I mean,
We have put out the
100%
US
gain is
S&P
really, really
PMI
good.
November 2025 report on the feed for those interested.
All right, we're testing 24,100 now. Like I said, I want to hold this all the way to 24K. Maybe I take profit at 24K. Maybe that would be smart. Might be a bit too risky to hold it below 24K.
The NASDAQ 100
But
turns
overnight
negative.
did hit 24,900, so, or 23,900. So we'll see. Bounced off 24,100 back above VWAP. That is about a 50-point bounce. Let's see. Did PMI already drop? Okay, it hasn't dropped. Wait, did it drop? We're just waiting on it still? It was supposed to drop 3 minutes ago, I think.
Nvidia shares reverse course, last down 1.5%. US listed shares of precious metal miners fall, tracking lower gold, silver and palladium prices. Just to reiterate, US listed shares of precious metal miners fall, tracking lower gold, silver and palladium prices.
Big bounces. Interesting. So PMI hasn't dropped yet. We're just waiting on it. Oh, never mind. PMI did drop. Okay, so it's pretty mixed. Okay, so manufacturing is barely below forecast, and then services PMI is a little bit above forecasted. Okay. So I mean nothing significant really.
At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the University of Michigan data. Sentiment forecast 50 spot 6, prior 50 spot 3, with a range of 52 spot 3 to 49. 5-year inflation forecast 3.6%, unchanged from the prior. 1-year inflation forecast 4.7%, unchanged from the prior. Expectations final prior 49. Conditions final prior 52 spot 3.
Okay, Michigan sentiment. I'm guessing it's probably going to be negative again. Guess if you're taking these lows into account, this was a higher low here. Good morning, all about fish. So far, no breakout. Kind of looks like it wants to break out, though. Just a little bit. No, I'm not feeling better. I don't know why. It's a little unfortunate. Well, let's see if it breaks out here, or if we get continued rejection.
Eli Lilly shares touch record high, last up 1.3%. Fitch Ratings says US private credit defaults eased to 5.2% in October 2025.
Okay, I should probably set my stop loss here.
Order rejected.
I'll set
In
my
5 minutes time,
stop
we have the
loss
University
right
of
up
Michigan
here.
data, sentiment, forecast 50.6, prior 50.3, with a range of 52.3 to 49. 5-year inflation forecast 3.6%, unchanged from the prior. 1-year inflation forecast 4.7%, unchanged from the prior. Expectations final prior 49, conditions final prior 52.3. The NASDAQ 100 rebounds to a session high, up 0.7%.
I guess it would have been smart to take profits at this key level here. And then just wait and see how it reacted. I just kind of didn't do it because I was targeting at least 24K, but it would have been smart maybe. Bounced right off that key level very hard. That's yesterday's low right there. Let's see if this ends up just being a fake out to the long. Hopefully we get right back under VWAP. So far you can see this is a pretty big chop up here at open. And I do like that it's not just right away breaking out. Because like I said, we didn't get a gap up overnight. So buyers didn't come in here to really buy this up here. It just really chopped around. Down here we had a sell-off, and then some buyers came in here, but it didn't continue up, really. If we look at something like the hourly, you know, big sell-off, and then just very tight consolidation. Like no big bounce or anything. So it's just kind of interesting to see that. Previous sell-offs have had big bounces. This one has not. That's the only reason I'm sitting in this position right now.
One minute remaining. I'll be leading with University of Michigan sentiment final.
All right. Here comes sentiment report. Like I said, it's probably going to be pretty negative. It's not really going to be a surprise. What will be a surprise is how the market reacts to it. I think I talked about this earlier in the week, but whenever sentiment is extremely low, that historically means that it's usually a good buy the dip situation.
10 seconds.
So when sentiment's bad, when fear and greed, when we're on the fear side, it's almost always a very good buy the dip
51
scenario.
higher than forecast of 50.6.
But
5-year inflation 3.4%, 3.4%, lower than
that doesn't
forecast of
mean that the
3.6%.
market can't
1-year
move
inflation
a bit
4.5%,
lower
4.5%,
while
lower than forecast of
sentiment's low.
4.7%.
Yeah, it's
Conditions
usually the big guys
51.1,
that are buying that dip,
expectations
not
51.
really, retail. Sentiment dropped. It was higher than expected, but barely. The forecast was 50.6. Actual was 50.1. So market didn't seem to react very much to it. Yeah, very interesting movement. We came down to 24,100 here, bounced
US
300
stocks
or
indexes
200
extend gains
points.
slightly after University of Michigan's final
Bounced
November
200
consumer
points, and now
sentiment
we're coming
report.
right back down. It's weird. It's really weird. Question is, when we come back down to this key level again, do I just take profit? Or do I try to hold it for 100 points lower? That's the question. I think that if it visits this level again, I think it's technically a breakdown. But let's see. Could technically bounce here and make a higher low.
We have put up the University of Michigan Sentiment Survey November final report on the feed for those interested.
kill it and then go long. I definitely want to stay away from longs. I want to stay away from longs. The only way I'm gonna be more confident in longs if we have a breakout of 300 and then like test 400. That's the only time I'll actually be not confident, but a little more comfortable with longs. As of right now, I'm definitely not confident in longs or comfortable. Okay. We swept that low. Technically, I
The
was
NASDAQ
thinking
100
of
down
taking
0.1%
at
to a session low.
24K, but technically our next key level would be 23,900. That'd be overnight lows. But as of right now, okay, it's bouncing again. 24,077.
Oracle shares fall 5.8% to an over 5-month low.
Let's see here. $342.5. What would that be? Be right there. $442.5. Be right here. Crazy how choppy it is right now. But it's looking more bearish than bullish. Unless you consider these to be higher lows and you're thinking it breaks out, then I guess maybe bullish. I had like all the time in the world to think here too.
The G20 says they are to
Did not
protect critical
react.
minerals against unilateral trade curbs.
Hmm. 24,020. I think that's the level I'll try to take. Right here. It's obviously not ideal because it's chopping so much. You know, obviously if you knew this was going to be happening, it'd be great to take profit, long take profit, or take profit and then wait and then short again, take profit again. Yeah, very interesting chop. See, if you'd be sitting here, super emotionally trading this, you'd probably open and close positions at losses multiple times in this chop. Like, guaranteed. I guarantee you there are like handfuls of people that are trading this right now, and they've opened and closed multiple positions all in the red. And they probably had a bunch of opportunities to take profits. Okay, as of right now, I think 230 is going to be my stop loss. Now that we've rejected that twice, I'll go like that. So if this doesn't come down, make a lower low, and it comes back up here and breaks these 2 5-minute candles to the upside, I'll just stop out. I'm targeting closer to 24K right now. You went long for 100 points when I said close for 300. Yeah, I usually don't really scalp chop. I usually try to figure out the direction and then hold, which, you know, obviously isn't close to as good as that would be trading the chop and taking trades on the up and down. Yeah, not bad, Cody. Like I said, for these kinds of situations, your trading style is a lot better because you're going to be locking in a lot more points than I will be. Honestly, I also do want to end Friday green 34250. I'll honestly take this. This is big chop, and there's definitely a chance of a higher low forming and a breakout. Yeah. Honestly, I'll just take it here. If it can fill it. Technically has to break this low. $24 100 bouncing now. Man, I like the selling pressure. I feel like this is gonna come down to 24K, but I would honestly like to just end Friday green. I did have, like I was saying, a couple bad overnight trades, so that's why I opened this morning a bit in the red. I'm honestly not that comfortable trading today as well, because we didn't gap up. It was just not like, now see how much volatility we have. Like, we're chopping so much. This is 200 plus point chop, and I honestly don't love scalping. I like playing the trend more. Right now, so far, it's kind of a little bit of a downtrend in this small trend here, but is this a little bit longer trend, and then obviously longer term trend is currently down. Well, the super long term trend is up. We technically only tested at the daily 100 EMA.
So just informed, Trump is currently speaking on Fox News.
Trump's speaking, huh? Okay, please fill my order then as quickly as possible. Just give me a quick sweep right here. Honestly, don't want to be in with Trump talking.
So just to inform, it was Trump speaking in an article from Fox News. So he's not currently speaking in an interview.
Oh, okay.
It was in an article from Fox News.
Article, okay. But the article got released, okay. Nah. Fed's emergency meeting a few days ago. Wonder when they're going to drop the bad news. I thought they already shared what they talked about. I thought it was something about credit. And I hate this. I honestly hate this. I just want to close this out.
Order filled.
Okay. Honestly, guys, this is so choppy. It feels like this is gonna dump. It feels like it will, but man, it's just moving so many points so quickly. It's moving 100 points within like 15 seconds. These are huge moves, guys. These are really huge moves. So I was able to, well, I gotta make sure I close all orders. There we go. I honestly would be fine pretty much closing here at break even. I feel like I don't want to trade today. It's a Friday. You don't want to end Friday out red. I was able to get a good trade here, locking in. That was 200 points, I think, right? No, that was like 250 points. Or sorry, 150 points. That's where it was. 150 points. I shorted at around like 240, 250, and locked in here. Yeah. Pretty much closed break even on the day, but like, yeah. Today's kind of a crazy day. Super choppy. And you got potentially higher low forming here, maybe. Or it visits these lows. But either way, this chop is kind of scary to me. Either way, it's like Really,
Just
really
informed,
big
Trump is
chop.
currently speaking on the Brian
I don't like
Kilmeade
it too
radio
much.
show.
If I would've held, I would've closed here. Would've made a little bit more profit, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? We got a breakdown signal as well. Breakdown signal, okay, yeah. Breakdown signal from where it triggered. That means the average move would move approximately to 24,020. But with this chop, we actually had a breakout signal as well here. But that breakout signal actually hit its points. It was a breakdown signal right here, breakout signal right here, and it got 70 points from where it triggered. Now breakdown signals happened. It triggered at 24,092. Technically hit 40 points. It's not staying below though. So breakdown signal disappeared here. It has to form a 5-minute candle below that level. Liquidity concerns likely a lot worse than they let on. Gotcha. I could have sworn they shared that information, but I'm not 100% sure. Could have sworn they did. Alright guys, I think I'm not gonna trade today, honestly. I think I gotta make the executive decision slash hopefully wise decision, which honestly, no position is also a position. So I think I'm gonna make the decision of not trading today. Because this is scary. I think it's very easy to get emotional here today. I think it's very easy to get emotional today. So I think let's go over the performance real quick. Okay. So we started off today with this balance. Well, technically last night I went a little bit in the red. We'll just check that our math is right. So I should be up, what is that, about $180. So I'm gonna check my balances here. Every single one of these funded accounts are over halfway done with the buffer. They are, 4 of them are 2/3 of the way through the buffer, and one of them is 3/4 of the way. So we're almost there. 153,311. So this account right here is only $1,200 away from hitting its buffer. So we end with a balance. So let's see here. Right now we're in profit, $180. And our ending balance is 764,898.50. $180. Look at that. I'm good at math. Okay. So pretty much, I mean, I would say pretty much break even. But let's go over this week's performance. So this week we opened up Monday in the red. We also opened up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We had emotional trading and non-disciplined trading. So 3 days in a row, I was not disciplined, and I took some emotional trades, specifically Monday. Monday was our only day that we locked in losses. And that was about $1,400 loss. Next day, we locked in $3K. Next day, we locked in $67. Break even. And then the next, oh yeah, this was NVIDIA earnings. That was an emotional day, so that one was not undisciplined, but I was able to lock in break even. And yesterday we were able to lock in $3,500, and today pretty much break even. So this week overall, we were able to lock in $5,300. If we take a look at last week we only traded 4 days. Last week we were able to lock in $9,500. So in total, with the 5 funded accounts, we have netted over the past 2 weeks $14,898.50. So since this is just working on the buffer, currently our net profit on these fundeds is 50% of that. If we were to, whoops, that was not right. If we were to break trading rules, or we were to decide to have take profit trader close the account or whatever, close the accounts, this would be our cash payout right here. So currently this is how much is basically ours. This is how much we essentially made pure profit over the past 2 weeks. It's not too bad, I would say. If we were to have the same exact performance, but above the buffer, this would be our profit over the past 2 weeks. It would be just short of $12,000. That would be it. So if we'd be above the buffer and we performed like this, it would have been about $6,000 a week. So $12,000 over the past 2 weeks. So I think we're doing not too bad. We're slowly grinding out the buffer. And I think honestly not trading today might be better for the emotions, better for me, discipline, all of that stuff. Because as you can see here, if I would have just held my order here, I was targeting 24,020. That was just where my order was. Overall, I was targeting 24K. This thing just bounced 200 points within the matter of like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. This is massive job. So for my trading style, this is not a day I want to trade. For some of you guys, like Cody, for example, this is a beautiful day to trade. For Cody, this is a beautiful day because he sees that this is a big chop. He sees that big bounces, big sells. He's seeing a bounce here. He's buying in. He rides it up and he sells it. Nice and easy. Quick scalps. That is the most effective way of trading a day like this. For the way that I trade, I don't really like doing that because I feel I get carried away when I scalp. The trades are a lot more fast-paced. I get carried away. I make 1, I make 2 wrong trades in that manner, and I start getting emotional on my trades. So that's just something I've noticed from myself. And yeah, since I've identified that in myself, that when I scalp,
Logan says data
I
centers
can
will keep
easily start
boosting
making more
electricity
emotional
prices.
trades.
So currently,
That's
Fizz
a
Logan is
reason
answering
why I don't
questions
want
at
to
an event
scalp,
in
and I
Zurich.
definitely want to avoid days like this. There is a lot of potential profit being left on the table if I were to ideally scalp this, but I already know that I could get emotional really quick, like I said, and that emotion can end up carrying into the rest of the day. That emotion could end up carrying into the weekend, into Monday. It's better for me to leave profits on the table and continue trading the way I'm used to trading. You know, like I said, leave profits on the table, possibly. Not really, though, but possibly leaving profits on the table to keep emotions in check, to end Friday slightly in the green, and live to fight another day. So if you're trading today, I would say be very, very careful. These are these are basically my levels here, my key levels. So key level, overnight low, 23,900. Next key level, 24,100. So technically, with the way I trade, with this being under 24,100, I would want to be in a position under 24,100, targeting 23,900. But since this is chopping so much, it just goes against how I trade. Next level, 24,300. So the overnight high, which barely tapped through here at open. Next is 24,400 approximately, a little bit short. And then 24,600, a little bit short. So I think if this does at some point find a bid, if at some point this does start actually breaking out, and by breakout I'm talking clear breakout of 24,300, maybe test 23,400, pull back and come out like this. Like I'll draw it real quick just to give y'all some ideas. As far as shorting this, it's basically, you know, no man's land. If you're trying to short this, like I don't even know what level you target. But if it continues in this manner like yesterday, then I guess it might be nice to short. But I wouldn't even know what to target. That's why I would be a little bit nervous. I don't know where the buy button lies in here, you know, from Wall Street or whoever, big investors. I don't know where the big buy button lies, at what level that is. And wherever it lies, that's going to cause a huge bounce. Okay, if we see something kind of like this, so like same exact thing, you know, comes through here. Something like that. If something like this happens, I would probably want to long above 24,300. Making sure 24,300 actually holds, and then potentially riding it to like 24,600. As of right now, it doesn't look like it wants to do that. But maybe in the later in the day, maybe some news happens, maybe Trump speaks, whatever it is, the market starts getting a little bit more feel good. Then maybe the market would like to retrace to this previous rejection point from yesterday. And that would be, if you were to take that trade, that would be 200, 300 point trade. I feel like that would be a good one. As of right now, extreme chop. If you're willing to sit through the drawdown and you're willing to kind of play the trend and try to make as good of an entry and continue with the trend, that's probably good. But as for myself, like I said, I think it'll be very easy for me to get emotional in today. And this could possibly even just stay within this overnight range as well. So that's something to consider too. This overnight range. Let's see, shapes. So it could easily stay right in this overnight range. And for me, that would be a little unideal for trading. So I appreciate you guys for joining me today. I know that it's not ideal to come on Friday and Pasha's leaving early. But I think it's going to be smarter for me to avoid this price action. I'm happy that we're able to end in the green here. I'm happy I took this short up here and got back to break even from my last night's couple day trades that went bad. And yeah, if trend trading lower time charts, it's too choppy to make money. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, probably in a day like this, stick to at least the 5-minute chart. Even the 5-minute chart is crazy choppy. So 15-minute chart looks a little better for watching what's happening. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna hop off here. Continue my home remedies to try to get better. I hope you guys have
ECB's
a
Muller says
great
inflation
weekend,
is now being very close to 2%.
great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm not gonna keep the charts open. I actually I got some homework that I'm late on submitting.
Nvidia shares extend
That I'll have to
intraday
work on.
decline to 3%.
So I'll be working on that. But you guys have access to all the indicators that I share on here. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. God bless y'all. Stay safe this Friday, okay? If you're nice and green and you're not confident trading here, if this is like no man's land for you, it's better to just sit it out. You know, go get some coffee, go read a book by the fireplace.
ECB's Muller says inflation likely to be near 2%
Don't just sit in here
the
trying to
foreseeable
trade
future.
this and try to make profit every
In
single
5
day.
minutes' time, expecting
If
comments
this is
from Bank
something
of
you're
England's
not
Bill,
comfortable with trading,
speaking about the
it's
future
better
of
to
world
stay
leading
away.
currencies at a
And I'll
conference
try
in
to be
Switzerland.
a good example in this, guys. I would love to try to make more profit today. Like, we're still grinding out the buffer. We're very close to making the buffer on these funded accounts. So emotionally, I really want to trade today. I really, like, I'm looking at this here. I'm like, man, this hit 24K. That's what I was targeting. That would have been $300 profit on the day. $1,500 on all the accounts, whatever it would be. But that's just emotions, guys. I saw in the shorter time frames, it's way too choppy for me. It's making me get emotional. And I don't want to be in that, because it very well could have chopped to the upside, could have very well broken out. It looks like it's breaking down, but I identified it early and didn't like it, so that's why I got out. Alright guys, God bless y'all. Good luck today. I'll see you guys early morning on
ECB's
Monday
Carrera
for
says
New York
there's a risk
Open,
of
and
overvaluation
hopefully
in financial markets.
I'll be nice and recovered, and we could actually get a good trading weekend with me fully present. All right, guys, you take care.
The S&P 500 falls nearly 0.3% to a session low.